so-called Earth. How is everyone doing? I am Core, and we are going to talk today about this so-called quickening, which has gained traction again recently. I remember reading about this a decade ago when I was getting into my spirit, my spirit ritual, and it's become very prominent recently with all of the celestial alignments and astrology that's unfolding currently right now in 2026. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of solar activity and a lot of things going on with the so-called planets in the sky and the stars, the lights. All of the lights up in the sky are aligning in certain ways that is being talked about as making this quickening more prominent or quick, as many people would see it, as many people see that word in their mind, their subconscious, quick. We're going to talk about that, and we are going to link this to the anxiety that I think a lot of people are feeling right now, the anxiousness, and why that is occurring. And it all has to do with instant gratification and looking for something instantly instead of allowing it to be still and formulate and grow and propagate itself in a organized, cohesive manner with foresight and goals. What's up, Lumeno? So there's a lot going on right now. I think all of us can see that. Most of us can feel that. It's in our nervous system. We can feel that there's things changing, whether it's directly from within us or whether it's things around us that's happening. There's a ton going on right now in everyone's environment and everyone's life and experience. What's going on, man? So right now people are feeling very anxious because of that. It's an overwhelming amount of stimulation that is occurring, and people have been put into a mode of looking for things to do right now and to keep active in action. And all that does is lead to death. Life doesn't exist in pure action. There are gaps in all forms of life because life is more so a it's the movement of the light, which light is just reflecting itself. It's a remembrance of what it thought it was and then recreating it forward. And in between each recreation or reincarnation of that light molecule or particle, there is a gap, there's a space, there's a rest, there's a place to where there is no light. That's why wherever there is a connection to something, there is a gap to where there's no connection, actually. Because that's how light operates, and light is the base of everything we are experiencing. It's all light operating at different frequencies and harmonizations and tunements and interconnecting weavings of this so that we have this profound experience of existence, of what we call life, which is based on movement and action, but it's not continuous movement and action as most people right now are looking to do. As of right now, I had said I had 17 viewers. Then all of a sudden I have one viewer because I'm not talking about something that is catching someone's attention within 3 seconds and they're stopping and watching this because I'm not being bombastic and overbearing and throwing myself out at the audience trying to get you to stay here. Because if you want to hear me, you'll hear me. If you're supposed to hear me, you'll hear me. If you're not, you're gonna move on, which is fine with me. That's how uh, this anxiety that is currently unfolding is going to play into these splitting paths that we are all heading down towards, in a sense. We all have a choice right now, and the choice is, do you want to be in a conscious, alive experience to where you take responsibility for your actions, and in that responsibility you have to pay your dues, whatever it is, if you are irresponsible in your actions? Are you ready for that responsibility? Because right now most people are ignorant in their actions, and ignorant is bliss. Bliss comes from the word bless. Bless has to do with throwing blood on the individual from the priest. He was blessing you with blood, baby's blood, from the circumcised penis. Is ignorance really bliss, or is it a subconscious programming so that you actually follow whatever it is that is going on in front of you? Which at that point, now you are no longer operating with responsibility. You don't have the ability to respond to anything because you've exonerated it to these different religions and institutions. Maybe you're a part of some type of club, brotherhood, sorority, fraternity, whatever it may be, some type of group. You've given your conscious ability to create and do things out to someone else because you put subservience in that they are the creators, or they're the ones that have the knowledge for you to be able to live the life in the way that you want to. You don't have the knowledge in you. And the path that many of us are going down is to where we do know we have the knowledge, and we do know that we have the responsibility, and we're going to take control of it, and we're going to do everything that aligns with it and continue on with that beautiful life, because that's the most lovely, resonant place that we can be within when we have existence. It's letting go of all of these attachments that have been placed on you, and you have allowed to grab onto you, and they're just sucking the skin off of you. They're just pulling you down to the quicksand. You're just being grabbed by dead hands from out of the ground. You're just being pulled underground, is how I'm imagining it. And this type of mental fallacy needs to end if you're going that way, because we're not going to allow ourselves to be pulled back. Wide majority of people, they ain't going to make it out of that grasp, though. But the ones that are here, you're going to, because that's why you're here. Some birds on my gutter up there, they're shaking it. So the anxiety is on purpose, which the anxiety causes depression, which leads back to anxiety if you do not balance it out and take responsibility for whatever it is that's causing it. And this anxiety is being compounded by what is going on right now in the ethos, in the cosmos. All of these alignments that are occurring, these celestial bodies moving into specific forms, this is causing a quickening in our reverent ability, our ability to live in a profound manner. And it's a beautiful thing, because it is happening. But the only reason it's happening in the cosmos is because it's happening in here. It's happening in you. It's happening in me. It's happening in all of us that are taking responsibility for their life becoming sustainable in all forms that we see we can, making sure that we have the things that we feel necessary to have, exonerating everything else. That doesn't mean completely exiling it. It just means that it's not important to us, that if we lose it, we don't have it, it might be a good thing for us. and we're good with that. So the quickening is a beautiful thing because the word quick in its true sense means life. QUI is a Latin root word that means to be slow or still, and or to rest or be still. Not slow. Slow is something else. To rest or be still. If you want life, you need to be still first. If you want to grow, you need to rest first. The QUI is a start of what the actual movement of life is. Then we have the CK or the ICK, the ick, which is personifying the movement that of the word that it is a part of. So in this case, it's personifying the idea of rest, which truly what you get out of rest is growth. What you get out of having something that's still is personified, uh, actionable growth in a particular manner. Whatever it is encoded into that quickening. So when you add that en on it, it's just putting into movement. And the ing, it's the same thing. Which is why it's the quick and ing. It's speeding it up in movement. It's not the quicking, it's quickening. Which reminds me of the home accounting software, Quicken by Intuit, that I don't think they make anymore. I remember, how was that? Office Max. I used to sell those boxes of Quicken to people. It's when they still had box media for PC software and PC games. That was a while ago. It actually wasn't a while ago. That's the crazy part. It was 2 decades ago. That ain't a while. That's nothing. That's nothing for how long we've been here. So the quickening in itself is a good thing. It's what we want to occur. Because we want life. We want to feel it. We want to embrace it. We want to experience it. The problem that people are running into, though, when it comes to the quickening is the fact that it starts with the word quick. And this is where subconscious manipulation comes into play. And I'll get back to the word quick in just a moment. Let me first explain what I mean by this subconscious manipulation using definitions and words. So a word has a particular frequency and resonance. It has specific. This damn ice cream truck, it threw me off. What is going on here? Why does this thing exist? It looks as if it's about to fall apart. Just don't take your children up to that thing. Well, Maurice Sarcone, Saron, what else going on? Everyone in here, give me a thumbs up, give me a like if you're enjoying this. All right, that magic ice cream truck is past. I can get back to my thoughts here. I seen your comment, Lumano. That's interesting because I'll tell you why later. Uh, so let me explain what I mean by word manipulation and how the definition of a word is causing you to completely short circuit what the actual resonance of it is. Every word has a particular phonetic sound that it makes. It has particular letters, which those letters are based on light reflection. That is how every letter, number, symbol that you see is based on the light from this soul in the sky reflecting off of different objects and patterns, and us seeing how the light travels in those different patterns. We created these letters or symbols, which is truly what they are. Each letter is a symbol or a piece of art in itself. Study it. What is it made of? How does it sound? What's the actual phonetical value of it? All of this put together is what makes one word. Each one of those words then has a particular encapsulation of energetic value that cannot be altered because it is coming from what it is, the sun. And in it coming directly from the sun, you cannot get closer to the source when you are looking to figure out what a word means, what the letters are, how you can utilize them. The issue is that we also have books called dictionaries, which are dead manuals that tell you that these words mean a bunch of other words in very particular ways. And these dictionaries are used to dictate your mental direction, and the dictionaries program your subconscious with ideas that these are what these words actually are when they are not what they are. It is a dictation. You are being dictated by a dictator of whoever is the author of that established dictionary, Merriam-Webster. If we go and look into the history of where this dictionary came from, we will find it was originally the Webster dictionary, as spider weaving, weaving a web. And Webster created the first American dictionary, and I got a copy of it. I won't get it right this moment, but we're going to talk about something that's in it, a couple things that's in it. This is going to supplant the idea that what you are told in a dictation or a dictatorship or a closed off ecosystem that is controlled by one person's mental state, the dictator, and he creates a dictionary of words and meanings that you have to follow, and you believe it and you go by it, you have strayed from source. And a very simple way to see this is the words black and white, which I have a video on this specifically. Actually, I think I did a live stream on it at a point. I'll make sure that's public after this. But if it's out there, go watch it. But black and white. I don't know what it's called exactly. Definitely has the word black in the title. So the two colors, black and white. If we look in the original American dictionary by Noah Webster, black meant blanc, which is white in Spanish. Black meant to be pale or void of color, which in Spanish is blanco, which means white. This is how you get black. Black is also a blank. This is where you can see the relationships of the letters, especially what it starts with, and the following letters are the most powerful ones in the word. Everything else is additives to it. The first 2 to 3 letters in the word is going to tell you mostly what it means. The rest of it is going to formulate it a certain way. What is going on here? Oh, now they're up on the higher gutters. There's 3 birds up there. What are you guys doing? Should we just have the gutters clean? So I don't think they're getting anything out of there. Really, Lumeno? Okay, so I'm gonna flip it on you in a moment. So black, you can clearly see has to do with nothing being there. It's pale. Is blank. It also in this dictionary it specifically says the word bleach because it's actually the same word if you overstand phonetics. BL is what both words start with. You have black and bleach. BL. Then the next one is either EA or A. Vowels can be changed out for anything. Any vowel can be changed out for any vowel. They all have the same phonetic meaning or resonance. It's a vowel is endowed to you, is vowed to you. That's why you have to pay for them on Wheel of Fortune. It's a trick. Vowels are actually free because they don't involve the tongue to create the vowel. All you use is your throat, your chords to in tune whatever the frequency is. This is a lot of chants are purely based on vehicular audibles, straight from your vocal cords. And it's interesting. Vehicular. So we can not look at those. But if you get to the CH, that the sound CH makes is ch, 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 ch. Where's your tongue go when you do that? Where does your tongue go in your mouth when you ch, ch, ch? It goes to the roof of your mouth. So then we can do K, just k, 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 k. Where's your tongue go? Goes to the roof of your mouth. C, H, and K are the same pronunciation phonetically. They're the same sound, which means they carry the same frequency. Even if you look at the letters and kind of combine them, you get a very similar letter from CH to K. A few other ones that also align with those two phonetically would be G, Q, and C, which all of these have multiple phonetic sounds that you can actually make too. Get very confusing in the English language. So the word, based on its letters that it is using, black is bleach. It equals it based on just the letters. So black must be devoid of color, or it's pale. It's what people consider white nowadays. The lack thereof. It says that in the dictionary. Go look it up. Noah Webster American Dictionary. I think it's from 1952, 48. It's the first edition, whatever it is. They changed it in later ones though. Go look it up in the Merriam-Webster dictionary from today. It's not the same definition. Then if we go and look at the word white, white meant wit or intelligence, to have wisdom, to know things. You're witty. That's what white meant. The true white ones were the ones that were indigenous to the land and knew what was going on in the ecosystem, in nature, in the environment around them, in their community. That's true wit, or the true white people. This is why, if we look into classifications, white people are not just people that have pale skin. It's anyone that's coming from a land that is not indigenous to the one that you're on, because they want you to think that you don't have wit, that you don't know where you are. That is the whole purpose of it, is to confuse you and disillude you, the melanated beings, wherever you are, on the land that you're on is not the land that you actually came from. This is the whole purpose of this confusion. Another word in this dictionary is American. An American is defined as a copper colored individual originally found on the lands of North America. Well, I'm pretty sure the only copper colored people here are the melanated ones, which would mean that they are the true Americans from this land. Which, if you go look into other terms too, Aboriginal, it all points back to the melanated beings being from the land that they actually came from. And this makes sense. Why am I talking about this? This is to show you that your mind can be completely shifted and altered in ways that you don't think what so that you think what you're being told or dictated to is what is actually happening or has happened, when it's not. This is how you get history, his story. It's not my story, it's a mystery. This is all wordplay. So if we go back to the word quick, most people, when you say that, they think of doing things in a fast manner. I need to do this fast. I don't have much time. I need to move. I need to get this done. I gotta do this quick. That's not what quick means. Quick quite literally means life, to exist and experience and action and movement. How do we take that and adulterate it into a sense of truly the void of life, which is to be non-conscious in your movements and do them in such a manner that it is speeding you up so that you can fit things into certain blocks. You have time now. You got to fit time into your schedule, whatever that means. It's idiosyncrasy. It doesn't line up. And this is on purpose. This is on purpose with purpose, because it confuses your mind and your subconscious. And this creates an insane sense of anxiety when you cannot just stop, slow down, and realize that the words that you are being taught and what you're being told they mean is the cause of your dementia, of your uh, disease, you being off balance. It's simply because you don't know the words that you are using. Go watch my video that I did last year on words. I don't know what I called it. It was part of my podcast series I did last year, which is still ongoing. And I spoke about how important words are in that. So I won't get it fully into it in here, but not knowing what you are saying to me is akin to just eating something random. Not even asking what it is, just putting it in your mouth, chewing it, and swallowing it. Not even paying attention. How does it taste? How does it smell? What does it look? How does it look? None of it. Just put it in your mouth, chew it, and eat it. You put no sensory value towards it. That is how most people are using words. And it's a very ignorant and invasive way to live your life, because you're going to allow a lot of parasitic ideas and concepts to take shape within your mind, because that's truly what's going on. Is it's disconnecting the actual frequency that exists from you. Once you've been unplugged from nature and the actual frequencies that exist within nature, now you can be plugged into a different system, and now you can be fed a bunch of fucking lies that you believe and you go on with, and you just perpetuate yourself up by trying to be quick when there's nothing to be quick about. So the whole idea of the quickening, it's a beautiful idea. The issue with it, though, is most people's conceptual definition of quick. They're automatically going to go to things are speeding up, things are getting faster. And that is not what it means at all. That's not what life is. That's not what it means to have a quick. Your quick is on your nail. It's that top portion right when it's coming out of your nail. I guess I'm actually on my nails is not. My nails are the same color. It used to actually it's slightly red. There's more blood there because it's coming out of your finger. That's the quick. It's where it's coming out right out of your fingers, where your nail's coming out. If that's the quick, then how does it have to do with speed? That makes no sense. The quick is always in the same spot on your nail. The nail is what you put in the coffin to close it, to keep the the dead bodies in there. But letting dead bodies out all over the place by going along with someone else's dictation and beliefs on life and existence. Now, what does this have to do with instant gratification? That's really what this video is about. All of that I just told you was to get you ready for what's really going on out here. Give me a moment. I choose a sticker, press the button. Let me pour the rest of this beer. A very delicious beer I found. Hot honey mango sour ale. This is someone's artwork that they created. That's his signature down there and his name. I can't read it backwards. Something Miller. Noel Miller. Let me pop this open and we will continue on with the next portion and really get into what this video is about. How's everyone doing in here? I'm sure everyone's having a lovely day. You're watching me. How couldn't you be? If you're in here, sure you give a thumbs up, subscribe if you're enjoying this, and if you want to support me, everything that we do over here, you can go to our website, sacredforestherbals.com, and check out what we got. We got all kinds of herbal products. We'll be adding more soon. I just learned we have over 30 teas. I had no idea that Nikki had created that many. We only got 13 up right now. We have over 30 that she had mastered the mixture of. We gotta get the rest of those up there. Whoa, almost knocked that on the ground. Okay. Before we keep going, I'm gonna read up on these chats. Yeah, the viewers, they go way up and then back down. That's because the algorithm is putting me into the vertical live stream feed, and then people will be scrolling, or I don't even know how that works. I haven't even been on there. I guess you're scrolling and there's just live streams on it, so it'll come up once in a while and a bunch of people will pop in, but what I'm talking about clearly doesn't interest the audience, so they all leave a short while after. So they're looking for instant gratification. Shorts have absolutely created short attention spans. That's yep. Yep. Shorts and just instant consumption of content in general, even Instagram, just scrolling the pictures, the infinite scrolling that Facebook created, that was the first damnation for people when you could just keep going and go. You didn't have to page at all. You just kept going. Fratter, your personality reminds me of an officer in the army, kind of calm, resolute, and solving problems. That's how I am. To me, there's not a problem or something that I encounter that's not solvable or correctable, changeable, reorchestrated, whatnot. Because I work with computers, and I've worked in IT industry for quite a while, and that is the star quality that I have is my troubleshooting and ability to figure anything out. There's not anything that I will come across that I will not figure out and what it is, unless it's unscrupulous of my time to do so, which it is a quite often when it comes to things IT related. Why did you say shut up, Murray? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Yep, interesting definitions. So, okay, let's get into the next portion of this. And we'll move on with the night. It's Friday, everyone. It's time to start the fryer up. What are you guys grilling? What are you making? Time for the barbecue. I can't wash my hair. So when it comes to instant gratification, it confuses me that people expect things instantly. and then get anxious when they don't get it instantly. And it confuses me because it is not anywhere in nature that this is occurring. This does not exist in nature. There's no such thing as instant gratification. There's nothing instant in that way. Hold up a moment. I'm gonna change spots. All right. Let's go in here. There are way too many gnats out with the sun going down. Okay. There we go. So, which actually, yep, the dictionaries. That's right back. That's that dictionary right there on the bottom. That's the one I was talking about. The one on top of it is the first edition of the Black Laws Dictionary. The other one I use quite often. So, instant gratification. Why do people want this? Why are people looking for instant gratification? And the short answer is it's been programmed into you. Your subconscious wants something instantly, even though everything you are actually experiencing has a methodical unfolding and growth to it. Because without that, we would not be able to actually experience anything if everything was instant. How could you experience anything? There has to be a retardation or a slowdown to what is coming out and what we are actually moving through. Even if you can manifest something instantly in front of you, you want to slow down your actual experience with whatever it is. Because if you manifested a sports car, so because you wanted to experience using it, if everything was instant, you would all of a sudden be on the other side of that with the memories and ideas of you utilizing that car. You never actually experienced it because you want an instant gratification. None of us actually want that. That's not what we want. We've been programmed to think that that is what we want by these different forms of short excitements. When true, profound excitement and experience that you hold in reverence in your memories, it takes energetic value to create and to inform what it is that you are doing. There is nothing that is instant in that sense. Which people always being on these social environments, social media, these going out into public spaces, socializing. Most people are just being informed with the ideology that what I'm doing is acceptable because they're doing it. It's the idea that I'm getting my health advice from someone who's chronically ill, so it's okay that we all end up chronically ill. I mean, you have to take out the fallacy of knowing that they're chronically ill, and that is why you ended up being that way. With knowing that, you wouldn't partake in it. In this age of anxiety-inducing systems, people have decided that whoever your drug dealer is, because they gave you a new feature that allows you to do whatever it is, it's okay to use. It's okay that Instagram and Facebook keep doing things that are taking away your sovereignty on the platform while making it so that you need to exist more on the platform because they need you on the platform more because that's how they make money. The more views on the advertisements, the more money that they're going to make. That's all they really want. It has nothing to do with you actually experiencing and enjoying whatever that system is that has been put in front of you. And that goes for, that's not just social environments or social media. It's the same for media in general. You can go read a book and get that same experience. Because all of these are a dead system that is feeding you information. And if you're listening to dead systems, you're not up with whatever is happening in the current, in the currency. You're not up with what is going on right now. And if you're not up with what is going on right now, you're going to feel anxious. Anxiety has to do with being linked to something in the future and trying to get there, or depressed, which has to be with trying to get back to something in the past. It's two sides of the same coin. When on the edge, you're here right now, experiencing and loving what it is. Trying to attain something into the future, into what you are doing right now, is an impossibility because it's out there and you cast it out there. To try to make it happen quicker is it you can do, but when I say quicker, I don't mean faster. I don't mean get it to you in a shorter timescape, because time has nothing to do with it. We need to take the concept of time and realize that it's just a construct of a linear movement. That's all it is. It's not a end-all be-all to what you can do. It actually has zero to do with what you are capable of, because you don't move within time. You use time to move within this system. It's the other way around. It's a tool for you to move within this artificial dead system, because without a time for the dead system to operate, it wouldn't know it's here. It needs a pulse, and the pulse is the ticking. It's the clock. It's the pulse of anything that's digital. There's a pulse on anything digital. This is why the numbers, the bottom lines for corporations, they always have to move up. And then you know that it's alive, it's expanding, it's growing. It's the point of a lot of these systems, is so that this dead entity feels alive, because that's what it truly wants. But for it to do that, you have to feel dead. And it seems that there is a big difference in how many people need to feel dead to erect one dead thing. It's like 10 to 1. It's probably even more than that. Just to give an example, though. It takes many energized beings to raise one dead corpse and to keep it moving. Just think of all the people working in these corporations. How many people do they have working for them? And now they're trying to get rid of them, implement robots and AI, which is void of life. So from a metaphysical standpoint, it's not going to work. It can't work. They need the life in the system so that it sustains itself, unless somehow that life is coming back around and plugging into the AI and robotic systems, which I've talked about, but I think that's probably going to happen when people get in VR. They ain't even going to have any idea they're actually controlling robots, and they're the AI doing tasks in the real world that usually would be done by humans, and now they're just someone in the VR headset doing the tasks to get some V-Bucks or whatever the hell they end up calling them, so you can spend on your in-game gear and get some cool jetpacks or something to fly around in Night Fort or League Rocket. Is that what they're called? I don't know these games anymore. Blocks Row. Where do I want to go next with this? So we need to get outside of the instant gratification. We need to get into the idea of just stay here. I don't want to hold this. There we go. We need to get to the idea of actually enjoying what we do on a day-to-day basis and living holistically. Most of our day should be a ritualistic experience where we're doing the same type of things. which are the things that we need to do to sustain the sense of quality of life that we're looking to have. Whether that's drinking clean water, whether that's cleaning yourself, cleaning your linen, your clothes that you're wearing, uh, uh, tending to whoever is in your household, um, eating, making sure that you put things back in the place that they actually go in and not in other places. Well, zigzag. And when we start to uh, get outside of this ritual and routine of our day-to-day life and get entranced, truly entranced into these magical systems that pull your attention away and disillude you to what is actually occurring because there's no disclosure that they're giving you. They're not telling you what they're doing, which I find very appalling and adulterating, that these corporations can get by without giving us a disclosure about potentially what could happen if we interact with this service, or even watching a TV show, watching a movie. How could this make me feel if I watch it? I should know that before I watch it, so that when I watch it, I'm prepared for that feeling to possibly occur, which might have been on purpose from a creative standpoint. But when someone's not prepared for what they're going to experience, you can easily end up in a position that is very uncomfortable and causes you to spiral out of control and to begin short circuiting in your life, which will then expand to other parts of your life if you do not realize what is happening and contain and reorchestrate whatever it is that caused it. Many of us are completely ignorant of the things that cause us to get into certain emotional states or mental paradigms, projecting a certain way, saying certain things, reacting in certain ways. And these are the things that we have complete control over. The only issue is we are not conscious and aware and taking responsibility over these things. We cannot, there's not anyone that can tell you what to say, what to hear, what you eat, what you drink, or what you are participating with in your environment. You have complete control over that because it's coming and has to do with your interaction with it. And when we take responsibility of all this interaction, now we can actually start to orchestrate a sense of life that is very profound and is everlasting and always growing. We're not stuck in the idea that we need to have something now. There's an update on my phone, I better do it because there's a security issue that might happen. I might get hacked. The chances of someone coming at you the moment there's some security breach and hacking whatever device you got is so minuscule that if it happens, I would wonder why they targeted you and what occurred. Because to me, that is telling you something in your life, in your mental scape, of how you are seeing and proceeding through things that allowed that to actually get to you. Because your mind, your subconscious will stop these type of energetic attacks that are coming from the internet. We see things too physically. Things are not physical out here, which is one of the things that causes us the most anxiety and depression. And when we get connected to these systems, it puts us more into a physical state of reality. We no longer realize we have a mind that we can use, our mental scape, our conscious and our subconscious, our spirit. How many of us are going on the ground and actually standing on it on a daily basis? No, we're out here watching YouTube videos about the quickening and what's happening in the stars and astrology and all of this nonsense and information about different spiritual, metaphysical systems that can be utilized in certain ways, but most of us are not in a frame of mind to ever step into these bounds because we're not operating on the mindset of being quick, of having life. We're operating on the mindset of quick within. We need to go fast. We need to speed up this video. I'm gonna put it at 2 times just so I can hear it all and get to the next one. Because I don't have time to hear the pauses, how someone's actually talking, the reflection of it, the reverberance of their voice. I just want the information. I just want to read it. Just summarize it for me, AI. I just need to know what it is. You tell me what it is. I'm not even gonna read it. You summarize it and then you tell me in my ear. I got my earbuds in that Apple can use to read my brain waves and see how I'm actually operating after they give me something through the earbuds. People walk around looking as if they're robots. Damn earbuds in constantly. Like right now, Nia's taking that drink that probably put even people in the future, that put so many people off that they're not even going to watch it. I can't imagine they got to this point though, but they would not watch past that because I took too long of a drink. I stopped talking. People ain't allowed to do that on YouTube. You have to keep a constant flow of phonetic resonance meeting whatever your audience is, or you're not getting any algorithmic love from YouTube. At this moment, at least. But in the next moment, whenever everything shifts, what I'm creating is probably going to be what everyone actually wants, which is not being thrown around from one direction to the other direction, being told all this nonsensical information that has nothing to do with your actual being and what you can do within yourself right here, right now. It has to do with things that are in the fucking sky that you can't even touch in any way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with you. It's there. It's a reflection of light from within you. If you knew what was going on here, you wouldn't need to know what was going on up there. You wouldn't need to know what was going on down here or anywhere else. Because this, and everything in your immediate field is telling you everything you need to know and everything you need to do. It's up to you to listen to it. That is why you are anxious, because you need to rest. You need to be still. That is truly what the que is. Q-U-I. Is to be still. And when you're still, things can start to move around you. This is one of the most profound meditations that you can do. Don't close your eyes. Go in nature, go in a forest, go where you do not hear passing automobiles and other distracting noises, where you just hear nature. Find a flower, maybe a pasture, a bunch of flowers, and just sit on the ground in your bare feet and watch the flowers. Don't move your eyes. Pick a flower. Pick one flower and watch it. And watch all the life that comes to it, leaves it, and interacts with it and how it is interacting with it. You are going to be absolutely opened up by what you see. Because this constant movement and action does not allow us to see how there's nothing we need to do. We don't need to do these things that we're doing. We're not making the world spin in any sense. Or, some sense, I guess, if you want to talk about whirling and spinning. But in the sense of the earth and life existing, we're not doing that necessarily. We don't have to. We've already created the foundation for that to occur, and we stepped inside of it so we can experience it. And we've had many experiences within it. This is just one of many. This is the awakening of consciousness and the unfolding of sustainable reverent, responsible choices. Your ability to respond in the moment. That's what's occurring here. And the ones that are able to respond in the moment are going to be in positions that allow them to proceed on with what they see they have to do. The ones that do not take that responsibility, do not respond in the moment, they ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna be lost. They're gonna be cast aside by the energetic field itself, by the conscious, overall conscious existence of the energetic web itself. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do as an individual? Be present. I've talked about this word many times. I have multiple videos on it. Present. Be present. Present is to be present. You've sent something to yourself previously that you are now experiencing. That means that you cast something into the future without expecting some type of immediate results, and now you're walking into it after your mind has been on something else in the moment after you cast it forward. This is manifestation. And now you're going to experience that present that you gave yourself. That's all we got to do. And we got to make sure that that present aligns with what we feel is necessary to be sustainable in life, in our life. What truly is needed to us? Do we need these devices? Do we need all of this technology? Do we need any of this stuff to actually exist? Do we need electricity? Is it necessary for us to have any of this to exist a life, an experience? Is it really going to deter the profound experience that we could potentially have? No, not at all. The only reason you would think that it would is because you're so entranced by the technological movement, technologicism, I'll say, that you completely lose that you're a being of nature and that you actually have no connection to this technology other than the fact that it was pulled out of the earth and then adulterated to where it's unrecognizable, when we shouldn't be pulling anything out of the earth. And that's what everyone needs to hear. That's it. We need to stop with this instant gratification. It's not necessary. It is doing nothing for us as living, breathing, responsible beings. If we want to be responsible, we need to stop with this instantaneity, insanity. It's the same word, insane, itty. Flip the letters around. Get rid of some vowels. Because there's nothing that's instant in that manner. And I'm not on that idea. Even if you have an instant photo taker, Polaroid, instant photo. You take the photo. Is it instant? No. The digital camera is more instant than a Polaroid. You gotta wait for it to print. You gotta give it a few 30 seconds to process it. It's not instant. And that's made me think of what chemicals I put on those that actually occurs that way. Because I used to develop film and my own photos that I would take, and I'm curious about that actually. How does that work? A Polaroid. That's old technology too, but that's not even instant. There is a process and experience that goes along with that Polaroid. Digital cameras are way more instant, but they're not called that because they're digital. This is the inconsistency on terminologies and what is actually happening. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to go through the chat and we'll wrap this up. All right. Who we still got in here? It says I got 2 viewers. Whoever is in here, give me a thumbs up. If you're still in here, you are alive. The corpse is dead without the motivation of the troops. That's why where you are absolutely correct. It's exactly the same. Corpse, corporations. Yep. The whole army, the army of the living dead. It's the way that they program the militant individuals too are to not think, which at that point you're dead from a experiential standpoint. And yeah, absolutely, Lumano. Having a solid routine that you do every day that you can always go back to is, I would say, the most important thing that anyone can do at this moment. Is to, you're not going to know right off the bat. You're not going to know what works for you. You're not going to know what you want to do or what aligns with you from a uh, standpoint of not just like enjoyment, but what is going to work right with everything that you're going to do throughout the day. Like me, I don't get up and eat any type of dense breakfast. Lately, I've been having a smoothie. Historically, I don't have anything when I get up until afternoon. And for most people, that's probably what they should do. Because when you get up and you have a dense meal, it's changing your whole entire day from that standpoint on. You've densified yourself for the whole day. And it's one of the biggest ignorances that someone can do to their body because of what they are ingesting is full of starches and formed proteins that do not digest well, and you're going to be processing this all day long. And meats, tons of meats, always meats. I guess that's foreign proteins. I just wanted to say meat. Well, mostly what they should be getting up, having water, make some tea. What kind of tea do you want? Have some pau d'arco, have some oregano tea, have some dandelion. What's another? Horsetail. That'd be a good one to have. Many good ones. Just straight herbs. That's what that's how I enjoy having my teas. I enjoy having just a straight whatever herb I want. I'll just have a tea of that. Uh, or maybe you get one of our teas from Sacred Forest Herbals. Rise and Wise. Get that one. You'll wake up ready to go. You brew that. And make it a ritual to where you're using a certain type of glass where it doesn't have to be the same one, but make it a certain type. Have a few of them. Same with your tea strainer. Make sure that it's a particular one that you find very loving and attracted to. And then use this every day. And then while you're brewing it, do the same type of things. Just get into a routine every day with what you do when you rise. It is because then now you can actually start to orchestrate that into more into your day, or you can change things so that your day actually plays out different. As say the eating part of it. If you change from eating a meal of breakfast assortment when you rise to having a smoothie with some powerful herbs in it, or simply have some tea, some water, maybe a bit of juice, your whole entire day is going to change because the density of your body is going to change, and how your digestive system is moving is going to change, which your digestion has to do with all of this. I haven't even talked about it at all. And that is one of the most important things when it comes to your level of attention and anxiousness or depression, is based on what is going on in your belly. And I'm not saying that it's all about your gut health. That's not what I'm telling you. Is shit. Is there shit in your intestines? Probably. It probably needs to be cleaned out in a particular manner to allow you to actually flow. Because this body was not meant to have that much solid matter packed into it. This is an air system. This operates on air, this body. This is all air. This is why people start coughing when you start ingesting certain things. It's an instrument. What do you got in you? Organs. Where does all of your energy come from? From a undisclosed location that cannot be actualized with GPS. Your organs. They are what is playing the tune or vibration, the harmony that you are operating by. It's all within your organs. Which apparently our cells have organs. Now you just changed everything. Each cell you can program to do something for you. There's so much we can do. We are, I don't want effects. We are so powerful in what we are capable of, which is why this uh, dead corporate system does not want you to be alive. Because you would not stand for the idea that you cannot do something, that AI is more intelligent than you, that it can do more than you, that a robot could be stronger than you. No, none of this. None of this is true. Only way you believe it is when you start getting entranced by the magistry that is going on, by the king or by the crown. When you allow the crown to entrance you, they will show you that you're not God, because the king and the queen is not God. You are God. You are a goddess. You are meant to do what you choose, as long as it aligns with nature. If it doesn't, you're going to end up in a bad position. That's why many of these people out here that are a part of this system, they're going to end up in a very bad position. The one that is actually controlling it, he's not. He's aligning him, he or she, they're aligning themselves with nature by knowing the principles of nature. You can do things that seem diabolical from the outside, but that's just a perception. There's always a way to flip something so that it actually aligns with nature. It's just taking your energy to do so and assimilate it in such a manner so that you can get the output that you want. But that takes what people are going to call time, and I ain't got time for that. You're right. You ain't got no time. You ain't time. You have nothing to do with time. You are energy. You are energy that is vibrating and fluctuating and being thrown out in different directions in the current moment. You have nothing to do with time or space. You inhabit it all. The military is a lot different than it used to be. There's holistic teachings and free thinking is encouraged. It leads to, well, if you look back in the 70s, the 80s, they were doing a bunch of different spiritual. They were getting people who were Native American, maybe some indigenous people, but they were utilizing them for their mental capabilities. Those documents are declassified. They were doing all of that stuff back then, but that's because it even started before then. You say the military is different regarding that. It's just that I would say it's more leaked out into other uh, parts of it. It's being manifested instead of at the executive level. Now it's coming down to the I'll say pawns. You guys ain't pawns. truly the kings out there. Without all you guys, none of the rest of the fucking army would exist. That's why I'm all. And this is just me saying this on a side tangent. I love when I know people that are in the army and police officers and stuff. It just gives me inside information on potentially what is occurring there, and also I feel at some point all of us gonna come together, and we're gonna need someone from everywhere to be able to do whatever it is that we are about to do, which is it's getting here. We are getting close to whatever it is. And I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it'll be in 2026, 2027, or if it's going to make it all the way to 2030. Something's going to occur, and we are all going to be ready, prepared, responsibly informed with whatever it is that we need to do. And we're going to go do it, and things are going to be completely changed in this environment. It's already happening. That's the quickening. But when you say free thinking, they only go so far. Of course, they can't. They know how powerful your thinking is. They cannot allow you to just have completely open thoughts. That would allow you to then be at the level of your commanding officer. That ain't gonna be. That is not a hierarchical system. Mm-mm. They gotta make sure that they keep you under their belt and belittle you. Oh yeah, is that pine needle tea? Absolutely. I got tons of pine needles out here. Is that you want some? You come have some pine needle tea? Absolutely. Pine trees are one of the most majestic trees that are out there. They provide so much. So much. And pine needles are super healing. So the soap I use is turpentine, which comes from pine resin. Love it. I've been getting it from G Diamond for over a decade. I buy it by, I think it's a case. I get the biggest cases they got, which I think is 24. We're going to start making it ourselves so soon, and we're actually going to be putting it on our website, takeitforherbals.com. Yes, we will have, what do they call them, artisanal soaps? We're going to have soaps on there. We just haven't got to that point yet, but we will definitely have soaps on there. I get up at 5:30, go run usually. I drink water until I can't drink anymore. Well, that's one way to do it. What? Is someone pressing the button to make the little things fly up? Is that why I'm seeing it? Or is it telling me to press it? I don't know what's going on. I just keep seeing the funnels. I started reading the Bible. It's a good idea. And when I got to Genesis 1933, it's interesting numbers, I said, this book is not for me. Interesting. Question. I'm afraid pagan religious used blood in bad ways. Religions use blood in bad ways. Just checking about Christians and their relationship with blood and sacrifice. Any clarity on Christians' obsession with blood? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, branches? No, I did not. I was going to, and then I did something else, and I did not. I got it. I'll look at it in a moment. Actually, let me respond to. So I'm in front of my computer right now. I can get on here. Let me finish reading all of your chats here, Dirty Moto Oral, so I can give you a full answer. All the commandments and rules Jesus asked of me keep my feel. One, let me ask you, Dirty Motor Oil, what's your age? And did you grow up with religion in your life? Keep me feeling guilty all the time for letting him down. Amen. Why are Christians the most guilty, always needing forgiveness? Amen. I feel that you are just saying all of this. Weren't you the one yesterday that said you were trolling? Mm-hmm. I poo out my depression each morning and have a nice clean wipe with soft tissue. It's like an angel on a cloud on my bum. And then you put it in the toilet and flush it, and it goes down and is never to be seen again. That's unsustainability. Create your own ass wipes. Corporations have emptied. That is true. Men Who Stare at Goats. That is a very interesting movie, actually. I I don't think I've watched the whole thing. I watched about half of it. I think they got to the desert portion of it, and for some reason I stopped watching it. Do you know what revolution means? Do you know what it means to revolt? For all 4 viewers and 7 thumbs up, 47. Mm-hmm. It's 11. What president is the America's allegedly on? Yeah, that YouTube had to take that number away before I get into the 4 and the 7. Except they dropped it to a 3, which what is 4 plus 3 plus 7? Oh man. The revolt, a volt, evolution means to spin. Oh, it's back to 4 and 7. So a revolution means to change how you are spinning. This has to do with spirituality, because spirituality is actually a spiral ritual. It's the ritual of spiraling or spinning. So you actually just need to get back to your spirituality, and that's your revolution. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Let's stop playing this game that we're about to have. We're going on the street out here, and we're going to protest and make something happen. That ain't happening, man. No one. That's not happening. No one is making something happening by going on the street and fucking protesting. It all happens within your mind sphere. If you don't change how your mind works, you are never going to see change externally. Your mind creates your reality. It's all created by your subconscious. This is why all these signs are around you. This is why all of this distractions and ignorances exist around you so that you partake in them unconsciously and program your subconscious to go along with them. This is why the music exists how it does. It's not for you to enjoy. It's to get your mind open so that they can start throwing things into your mind that you ain't even listening to. I used to listen to rap music all the time. I used to listen to all of Jay-Z, all of Kanye West, all of a bunch of different artists that are supposed to be lyrical. But somehow I was missing all of what they were saying while listening to what they were saying and not realizing that this is not lovely. This is terrible. Why are we listening to this? Why are we watching this? Why do we want to see things that cause harm and disturbance that we would never want to experience in our environment? It makes no sense. And that only comes from a broken mind. There is no enjoyment in watching someone get decapitated, whether it's in a movie or whether you're actually watching it happen to someone. How many of you right now would watch or have watched the movie Hostel, Saw, any of them, and watch a body part being amputated? Would you want to watch that in front of you? What would you do? How would you feel? What would go through your mind? Right now, if all of a sudden someone appeared and they're just cutting someone's leg off right at the hip, just cutting the whole entire fucking thing off, how are you gonna feel? I think that'd be pretty fucking disgusting. I think most people would feel that way. It's Uranus. Is Uranus in Gemini. There's a reason. There's a reason I'm Mercury. It's the culmination of everything that's come together. I rule over Gemini, a dog. Gemini is my sign. I rule over it. And Uranus is in it so that we can turn that shit around. What is Uranus? Uranus has to do with. What does the planet Uranus have to do with? What behind? It has to, I would say it has to do with exonerating something, clearing something, maybe cleansing. Am I right? I'm just going based on what comes to my mind when I say the word internally. You left Jesus through Hanuman. Okay. You joined the monkey mind, I see. Corporations have emptied. That is. It was a good chat comment there by the Dirty Motor Oil. I just got my oil changed. It's not dirty. It was dirty. It was way too dirty. It's clean now. These eclipse patterns next month are going to take out shadow Leos. Celebrity is shake. Interesting. I haven't heard about that. What eclipses? There's multiple eclipses coming? There's 2 eclipses next month. Are we gonna have another Oh, I guess that's when you have multiple full moon. What do they call it when you have multiple eclipses in a month? Is it anything particular? But I agree with you that these people that are not in control of the actual currency system in some way, shape, or form, that are just a part of it, which is the majority of them, they're more afraid than anyone. Mm-hmm. They have more fear in themselves than anyone right now because they don't know what's going to happen and what they're going to do next. The ones who at least have control over the currency and the flow of the overall system, the bankers, the banksters, the gangsters, they don't have that same worry. They should, but they have a false sense of propriety. Why does Shakespeare say that? Hell is empty, all the demons are here. Exactly, Umano, and that's why we're here. Balance it out. But the demons are this is parasites, man. That's a little critters that people can't even see that's manipulating their sensory ability. That these entities that are at the top of these systems are being manipulated and controlled by. What's HSP? That's what? I don't know what that is. I don't know what HSP is. We're not needed in heaven, we're needed in hell. Plot twist. They're one and the same. You're needed in both because you're already in both. Is how are we going to formulate it? So I guess in a sense you are needed in hell if the plane you're on seems hellish and you want to turn it to something that is more seemingly heaven, you are needed in hell, even though they both exist in the same plane of existence. I used to make 8+ hour videos, no problem. You're correct. I will talk all night. I will absolutely. Uranus is revolution. Yeah, so I'm pretty close there. Yep. Zen had the Gemini sign as most influential allowed beings do. There's a reason for that. The gem in the eye. Now, if I go to sidereal, though, which isn't correct for my location, but it would be Taurus, which Taurus is the only sign that does not have a god. It's governed by itself. There are 4 eclipses each year, 2 seasons. Next month is the 2nd season of the year. That seems like something I've heard before. That's probably right. Right, solar. Yep. I'm too cool for him to troll. That's funny. I'm gonna finish this drink. Then I'm gonna go. That's funny that I'm too cool for him to troll. I'll take that. I mean, I would say I'm untrollable, which, if we really want to get to down what a troll is to control. It has to do with doing something that is encapsulating what is occurring. So it's the control. You're bringing together the troll and trying to manipulate whoever it is that you're speaking to. You want control over them. That's the troll. No one probably even realized that that's where the word actually is. Trolling is actually controlling. You're a troll, which it means it's short for controlling, because you want to control whatever it is that you're inhabiting and putting yourself within. It ain't happening here, though. Gemini and Aquarius run this. Yeah. Yep. Please learn astrology. I know astrology. I know astrology. Do you know how astrology operates? How does it work? Why are we able to map out these things the way that we are? That's where I work. I could not care less regarding the actual celestial movements and the patterns and alignments and all of this that's going on. It has if we want to talk about it, I'll listen, I'll interject, but I am not going to spend my energy, time, and well-being on looking at any of that, because it has nothing to do with me or any of us. There are lights in the sky. Don't pretend they're anything more. Oh, they're back from the library. Don't pretend they're anything more. Do you know how astrology works, though? That's my question. You see, I got a gray, there's a silver hair here. Right there. And one down here, too. There were more, but I cleaned up what I was ingesting and started doing a few things, and all of that's actually turned black again. That one just didn't fall out yet. Yes, it is very possible, everyone out there, to turn your hair back to its natural color if you get back to a sense of health that you were not in when it started turning void of color. I actually have hairs that are silver on the end from my head and from my beard. That are silver on the end, and if you look at where the follicle was, where it attached to my skin, it turned back black because it started growing that. I'm a gem moon and rising. Zet will probably tell you what I am. I don't know to that detail. That's my astrologer if I need to get into the weeds that much. It's pattern recognition. The planets do have power. It's a clock. Just not see. You don't know. You don't know. I don't doubt astrology at all. Not at all. I don't have to doubt astrology because I know where it comes from and I know why it is actually acting the way that it is. No, you don't know astrology. You don't. You're not telling me why it works how it does. You're saying it's a clock. How does this clock work? Because we can take apart a watch and we can see the gears turning and the quartz crystal in it that's actually delimit turning it so that it ends up exactly at the 60 seconds as it's supposed to because it's slowing down the reverberance of the movement of everything. This is how a clock works. It has to do with the quartz. Without the quartz, you ain't getting time, my man. I got a whole video on that, which is, I would say is one of my best videos that I've ever put out. It has to do with time. It has the word time in it. Time quartz. It's about a 2 hour session of me going through many things that have to do with time, quartz, the matrix, and how it's all interlinks, and how time is actually put into effect and you are controlled by time because of the quartz and the delimiter of it by 12 thousandths so that it moves at the pace that it does. So it ticks how it does. It's impossible to troll you because you don't subscribe to any belief system except for holistic health and it's holistic health and nature. And I see everything in it. I got the blueprints though too, Lumano. I know how everything operates. You don't know astrology. Astrology, reflection of patterns, but where does it come from? Where is it? What is its source? Where are the lights coming from? Why are they moving in the way that they are? Where are they actually coming from? That's interesting. I didn't know Mazarel stand for all astrology symbols rolled into one. Huh. I also didn't know that you had an Aquarius sign. Which, so, Gemini, Zach could tell you more of this, but Gemini is considered to be the child of the air signs, then Aquarius is supposed to be the more refined parent of it. I told him it's probably the opposite. It's usually the children are the ones that have the knowledge that everyone needs. They just ain't listening to them. I am arrogant. I have the right to be though. I have every course of action to be arrogant in everything I'm saying. I don't need to know any. What are you talking about? I'm telling you that I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm asking you where it all comes from. That's it. Dirty motor oil. I am loving this conversation. Who the fuck is Andrew Tate? I don't know who that is, man. I've been making YouTube videos for over a decade. I don't watch people on YouTube. I got things to do. I got enough children, which you heard last time. You're the one saying something about it. I I I don't have to be on here doing what I'm doing, but I do it for everyone, including you. And you know that because we all love you. Oil change. And you get some clean oil from your local community the same way I do. I get sunflower oil. It's right around me. I don't, but okay. Should I go look him up? I feel as if I probably shouldn't. If you're saying I should know him, I would assume as some type of celebrity of such, or maybe a politician or something. The name I would say is a celebrity or something though. Do you remember what mine is? We actually got a different one now, Zat, which is even better. They actually stopped producing it at that farm, but we found another farm that's close by that produces high oleic sunflower oil as well, and it's even better. It's lighter. What am I the only parent here? Am I not allowed to give knowledge to the masses as Jesus did? He had to always tend to his children. Did Jesus not have any children? Is that what we're saying here? That we didn't have to step out of our environment so that we can give to the flock out there, so that we can make sure that nature is moving in the way that it needs to? Mm-hmm. Because this given name is Corey. Go do the gematria on it. Corey and Jesus. Go do the gematria on it. You should know who you're talking to, man. You should know who you're talking to. What up, Mac? Mac is a grabonite. What does that even mean? What up, Mac? What you need to know? The topic of the video itself is done. We're just chilling here at this point. Out here listening to the cicadas, breathing in this fresh air. I would enjoy to be a bit more humid as it was, but it's still warm. I was really enjoying when it was like 90 degrees with high humidity. It was lovely. You forgot what, but I don't know. I have no idea. I know we talked about it, but I have no idea what it actually is. If it's a snooze fest, dude, really trying to pay attention. So you think you're Jesus now? I knew it. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I don't have to think I am. What is Jesus? Jason didn't exist, so is he's us. He's us. He's us. He's us. He's us. Oh, okay. I don't have to think it. It's in the fucking word. It's phonetically there. What thought has to ensue? I mean, that sounds as if something that was probably said to this so-called Jesus figure constantly is you need to be humble while he's telling everyone, nah, you need to stop going along with that bullshit because that's what's causing all of your strife. But you're telling me to do something, you should just shut your ass up and listen. Sit down. Listen. You need to change your oil out, man. Uh, this dude's ego is high or enlarged. Come watch him ooze himself for our enjoyment. Can't believe his head fit through the doors. Well, it's interesting that you can say all this to me when you can go on, which you already know, but there's so many other probably live streams, I know videos you can go on right now, and there's actually people doing that in very profound ways. All I did was ask you, why does astrology exist and how does it come into effect? That's all I asked. I still haven't got an answer. What allows astrology to exist? Nothing comes out of nowhere. Everything comes out of something because everything's a reflection of light. I went over this. Maybe if you would listen to my live streams and my videos, you would know how we actually got here. I got the blueprints. I printed them. I showed you. I wrote it. I told you many different ways. Boring. Jesus would be better than this trash. You teach us nothing about astrology. I have plenty of videos about astrology if you want to go watch them. I'm not telling you right now how it works because I'm waiting for you to tell me how it works. I'm waiting. You want me to tell you how it works so you can reverberate it back to me because you don't know. This ego boy is sad. He's so easy to see through his act. What act? I'm what act? He's full of lies and teachings are small. He's trying to trick weak boys. If that was the case, why would I be making videos for over 10 years? And if you go back to the beginning of my channel, it started in a much different way. But I guess I became a con artist along the lines. I got infected by the dark energy of Hermes and wanting to feed the message of debauchery and disassemblance to everyone. Boring trash who's trying to get your money. How am I getting people's money? You're not answering any of my questions. You just keep going. Let's answer at least one of them. How am I getting your money? He's an angry actor who uses his smoke and laugh to what smoke? That's probably something's gonna happen, but there ain't no smoke right now. Actually, I should have a fire. I'm gonna have a fire. Your act is defending your mess. Interesting. I'm gonna think about that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna call you DMO. Demo. Demo be trolling out here. Yeah, but he came in throwing fireballs. He has so many chats in here. And he hasn't answered one question that I've put back to him. But he keeps going and go. I'm waiting for the next spew of nonsense to come out. Here we go. This channel is a red flag. Are you AI? You got those dashes. This guy is harboring huge anger. I bet he is a short fuse and anger issues. His wife must. How do you even know I have a wife if I do? Why would I? A wife? To have a wife? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? What does it mean to have a wife? What do you have to do that? Where do you have to go? Where do you put your hand and what is it on when you are doing that? Oh, wait. Answer that. Performative male emotional fake. I don't even know what that means. Where did he get triggered? I would say he got triggered the moment that he realized that he wasn't from this land and he decided that he was an outcast. And he had to come try to point out someone that is and try to belittle them and push them off of their land, which is absolutely impossible when you are actually conscious and aware of who you are. Oh, you're so triggered. I got you all upset because I exposed you, lied and tried and fired and what I actually want you to do at this point, Dirty Motor Oil, you have to go and make a troll channel watching my live stream saying shit to me of what you're saying right now. That's what you got to go do. If you don't do that, you're not a real troll. If you do not do something past what you're saying in this little chat right now, you're you're small. You're small meat. You ain't nothing. You got to go take this bigger. You got to go start your own live stream and bring mine into it and then start talking about everything I'm saying and trolling it. Just he had one good quote and just got triggered. Well, last time he said that he was leaving about trolling. He wasn't going to troll because I don't know if that was cool or something along those lines. Just play Undertale. What is Motor? Undertale, that's a video game, is it? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a is that autocorrect or something? Tell me you don't have a temper. Wait, what is a temper? Temperament is the current heat that something's at. Is it to temper something? Isn't to have high heat. To temper it. Go look into Indian cuisine. Hindu cuisine. Fuck the Indian word. It's Hindu with the H. Go look into their cuisine and how they temper the spices before they pour it on top of whatever they had just made with some spices and some flour or leaves, maybe some curry leaves, some fenugreek leaves. Go look how they temper it. It's at a low heat, my bud. It's at a low heat. It's a nice simmer. And it's absolutely delicious. That's one of the things that make Indian food so delicious is if they're able to temper and put that topping of the oil on correctly, because it completely changes the flavor of everything when you have that oil tempered with the flavors of whatever was in it, and then you put it on top of that dish. It adds a whole nother layer, literally a layer of flavor to it. You don't need me here to boost this boarding feed. I'm making this interesting. You won't block. I don't block anyone. So, no, I'm not going to block you. I don't need you. I ain't going to. But that would take energy for me to block you. Like, if I had mods, they could. I'm not going to. Actually, I'm going to make mods. Not that I want them to block you. I just follow making mods. I thought you were cool till you lied about astrology. Then I knew you were a hustler. You still haven't told me what astrology is. I'll tell you how astrology exists. I've said this many times and why it actually operates how it does. Very logical, actually. It makes complete sense. But until you, in some way, either tell me you have no idea or tell me why it does exist and how that clock is being turned, what is turning the clock, I'm not going to answer you. It's a VR game. He'll get lost. He'll never come out. You put a VR headset on, Zet? Never. Never have, never will. No way. Screens are enough, man. Hustler, red flag. Tate Jr. here. He's fooling you boys. Run. He's mad as hell. Huh. I'm making your feed. You need me. You let me abuse you because your want, like so bad, it's sad. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Okay. And then you said, remember, I saw that you have temper issues through this phone. You're easy to read. I didn't know that a digital device allows you to be easy to read. It's interesting. Hmm. Okay. There's this Indian pizza place called Pizza Twist. Actually, two of them around me. One still. There's a ton of Indian places around. Is that since you left, Indian they've taken over. It's insane. I see more foreigners. When I say foreigners, fresh foreigners that don't speak English than anyone. It's ridiculous. Uh, there's a few Indian pizza places that open because I've noticed at the uh, cultures from around the Mediterranean and the Indian, the Pakistani, all of them that come over here, Lebanese, that's around the Mediterranean. Uh, they're creating restaurants that are infusing American cuisine into whatever it is that they do. So spices and maybe pitas and whatnot. So it's pretty popular to have a Mediterranean or Indian pizza place where I am. They can all go away. They can all go away because none of them are growing fucking trees. Admit your temper issues and I'll be happy. Like, why would you want me to admit that? Are you clipping me from something or for something? I'm confused. You're saying you're at peace. Pizza's pretty disgusting. I'm not. Oh, really? You're eating pizza? Pizza's gross, man. It is a culmination of the worst things that you can have together. It's bread, cheese, tomato sauce. Which tomato sauce in itself isn't necessarily that bad, but it's highly acidic. And to have that in combination with yeast and bread that the yeast feeds on, and then have cheese on it, which completely retards your digestive system and your movement and your cognitive ability. It's just mold. Probably shouldn't be having it. It's just a suggestion, though. It's just a suggestion not to have the pizza. But you could if you want. I wouldn't suggest have a lot of Italian foods. And my family, half of it's from Italy. Whoa, you didn't know that, did you? I grew up eating all this stuff. Not healthy. Not healthy at all. How is something logical in explaining what it is and what it's made of and what it does? Preaching and judging and telling everyone what's best for them. I'm not smart. Smart is not a word I use. I would say you're smart. You're trying to be smart. I would say you're trying to be smart. That definitely. You're not successful at being smart though. You're not in any way hurting me. My knowledge of health is very profound actually. Thank you. That's a lovely statement. Thank you. My knowledge of health is very profound. All right, Demo. Which that's actually it. That was a cryptocurrency that did not take off very well. That tracked your automobile movements. You would plug a ODB2 sensor into your car, and it would track everything, and you would get an airdrop from it. And I don't think it went very far. I'll have to actually ask my cousin about it because he had a few of those demo sensors. When you can't sleep tonight, remember me and your temper issue. I me not sleeping, resting. You don't know who I am, man. You don't know what I do when I lay. They're all over, Zat. They're all over, and they're rude as fucking hell. They're extremely rude, talking on their phones, dressed up in whatever the hell they're wearing, trying to look as if they're some high class citizens, talking on a speakerphone, other languages, complete disrespect for where they are. Not all of them. Though. There was a Indian lady I worked with, or I still work with actually. She's back in India now though. She's no longer here because of all of the visa issues that are going on. if you want to find those that they are fresh off the boats or the planes or the plantations that they're coming out, I don't know where the fuck they're coming from. I think they're coming out of cornfields or something, but they're fresh. Why do you need witnesses to your shine? You want to be better than others, but the Leo eclipse is here. Why do you need if I needed witnesses, wouldn't I need more than 2 viewers? Is that a witness? I mean, I guess technically it is, but it's not like witnesses to where we're talking about LeBron James using the word witness as a marketing slogan. But you are a witness, my man. You know you are. You know you. That's why you're here. It's a test. And I don't accept it. You can go back wherever the fuck you came from. Enjoy yourself. I'm gonna get off here, everyone. I'm gonna go see what everyone's doing inside. I finished the drink. I told you I was gonna finish. It's gone. That's it for today. Everyone have a wonderful night. It's getting dark out here. The sun has already went behind the mountains or the hill. I'm gonna go in, see what's going on the rest of this Friday. Probably start a fire. And make sure that everyone goes and checks out sacredforestherbals.com and get what you need, whatever it may be. Over $80 is free shipping. 10% off you can get with Welcome 10. If there's anything specific that you have questions of, it, do you guys do this? Ask me. I'll ask Nikki, and we just might. Have a good night. Talk to you in a bit, Zach. I'm sure you're going to message me in 30 seconds.